give me a slate. Louder. Give me. Just go. Ah! Ah! I guess that'll work. I'll figure that out later.
That was what?
I guess that'll work. I'll figure the rest of it out later. Ooh, it's wet. Are you wearing white shoes? You are wearing white shoes. Nice.
My mother never let me buy white shoes as a child.
Should be fine. Just sit
your
with
backpack.
sludge. Yeah. I'm gonna grab the tripod here.
Look behind the tree, right?
Yeah. Here. Now pass me up the camera and stuff. Come on, it's the money shot.
I didn't want to see like the weird camera.
All right. So this is the, as far as I know, the the title that I've called this is either the Burnham Barrier Wayside, because that's the circle with benches right there, or the lock, because as far as I know, it kind of reminds me of a lock, like a canal lock, but I really don't know what it's for.
It doesn't really make sense that it's right here.
Right, because that's the Burnham Barrier, where the Wayside gets its name. So you wouldn't really be able to like fill this as a canal, but I don't know what it's for, because there's concrete on the other side, and there's all sorts of infrastructure here. Then you can go. You can go under here, but I have no idea what the purpose of this was for. Was it like a toll for boats? Don't know what it's for. But it's got those railings over there, and this like track along here. I mean, this is kind of like the only place on our list today that I really have no fucking clue what it is, what it's for.
Yeah.
I may not have gotten very good audio on any of that. Does it show you the audio levels?
No.
Yeah.
What is that part of it?
I don't know. I really don't. You can see there's some chain link fence. I think it's chain link fence, actually. But yeah, I discovered this in 6th grade. I was going fishing with a buddy of mine, and we found this spot, and I hooked like a 15-pound catfish, but my line was only rated for like 4 pounds. So there's this fish about yay big on this tiny little line, and it just snapped off. But that was the biggest fish I'd ever seen. Some gigantic fish.
Yeah.
Some seriously scary monsters. Nuclear waste ridden fucking
I wouldn't eat that.
2 heads and the fucking megalodon we saw earlier.
You need to get a shot of that.
I really do, yeah. We'll get a shot of that on our way back.
Stranded shark in the parking lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Opens the door for a native New Yorker. Oh. I didn't have the audio on for the Wendy Williams impression.
What? Well, it's not on video, so maybe we'll have some microphones with the camera footage.
What do you have to say?
Oh, muddy. We're like halfway done with this.
Love that.
I'm already tired.
Me too. I had to pop a squat. No, I had to squat down there. And for a break, I was not being on the ground. Sam got a cut on his face.
Already almost died.
No, well, yeah. Pretty close.
Death.
Near death.
Very
experience.
near death experience.
What do you have to say about RFK?
I know some people that have gotten in here before. I've never gotten in here, but if it weren't illegal, I would really like to. Just because what's so special about this is just the scale of it, you know? Like, this is just the most grandiose, like, there's kind of an element of archaeology to it for me, you know?
I think it's been only abandoned for like 7 years.
Right, but...
For me, the interesting part would be sitting in the middle of an empty arena.
Right.
That's not something you ever do.
Right.
And like, that's just insane. That the idea of just being alone amongst thousands and thousands of chairs, just empty, bright orange chairs. Like, that's crazy to me, and that would be kind of creepy.
Yeah. But you know, like there's an element of figuring out what, like, I don't know, because I clearly haven't done my research.
What transpired? I think it was bankruptcy.
Happened, you know, was it bankruptcy?
Yeah, no.
Built a whole new stadium.
They sure did.
I
really just think no one was going to the soccer games.
But there's so much discovery to be had in a place like this, you know?
I feel like it will be cooler in 20 years. If they leave it up for 20 years. Because the interesting part about this is, the nature reclaiming things.
Oh,
and
definitely.
That's what adds. And I think that it kind of takes you out when you see the modern signs. When the signs are no longer modern, when they're outdated, that's when it will be interesting.
You're definitely right about that.
I mean, a pretzel $6, that is highway robbery. And maybe in 20 years it won't be.
Maybe once the hyperinflation sets in, that'll be a very reasonable price.
Yeah, and then people will be like, whoa, people used to only pay $6 for a pretzel, and then it'll be cooler. $5 for a bottle of water? Are you shitting me?
Are you serious?
Oh, for Mist Twist, excuse me.
Mist Twist bottle.
Gatorade for $5. Yeah, no wonder this place went out of business.
Abandoned. Nobody's been here in years.
Just like a Fennec.
But I want to intersperse. Like us sitting down and talking about it with like B-roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Wow.
Look how gorgeous that light is. These are so bright.
So these pots right here, these pots have the names of the people who built the White House, the black people who built the White House and the Capitol. I think this one has the ones whose names start with the letter B, and this one starts with the letter A, I think. But there's just a little bit of a vigil here.
And then Philip Reed built the statue on top of the Capitol.
Oh, did he? I didn't actually know that. So check out these pieces, these iron pieces with these teeth on them. You'll see, I'll show you later on some pieces that have these mortises cut in them that fits into. So like these ties to keep the stones together, which is really neat. Okay. So, as you can see, we're in a junkyard right now, and this has been a junkyard for quite some time. Just like, I mean, these are all only big dogs allowed. It looks like we qualify. Yeah, so these are all just Park Service vehicles that are completely defunct. That people have that they've just left here to rot, essentially. And back in the 60s, I believe, there was renovations done on the Capitol and the White House.
Huh? Just reset all the mileage.
Oh, how dare you!
I didn't think it would happen.
Not the odometer.
Sorry.
This thing only got 14,000 miles? 143,000 miles.
Yeah.
So back in the 50s and 60s, there was renovations being done on the Capitol building and the White House, and they had a bunch of stone taken from the Capitol when it was originally built, as well as new stone that they were using to replace the pieces that they were removing. And seeing as it was federal property and it was Capitol property, they weren't allowed to sell it. They weren't allowed to trash it. So their solution was, we're going to put it in that junkyard in Rockaway Park and figure out something later. And it's been 60 years. And so these stones are just sitting here. These beautiful pieces of masonry are just sitting here amongst completely trashed 2000 Ford F-350s. You know, and street sweeper rocket ships like the one we're in right now. I think it's stuck. Oh, there we go.
Awkward, didn't know that.
I don't know how to drive. Do you know how to drive a street sweeper?
No, I don't.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys.